Okay, my humble pranams to all the divine immortal souls who have joined me today. Okay, today we're going to talk about how are we going to live our life? How are we living our life? So as the discussion is going on, in case you want any question to be answered, please raise your hand. So I will, you can stop me. You can stop me, and then I can explain to you further on that. Okay. So because I find this is a very important subject for us because um, are we living consciously or unconsciously? We don't know. But if you ask a lot of people who are meditating, they will say, "No, I'm living consciously," and some say they don't know. So it's either yes or no. Either are you living consciously or not consciously. So let me explain what is consciously, what is consciousness is. Okay, according to the what you call Chat GPT, it's a humble friend of mine now. Consciousness is what you are aware right now. That means you're looking at my slides, you are listening to me, and you are registering whatever that I am telling. That is consciousness. So your thoughts, your feeling, your sensation, and what you're paying attention to now is that consciousness. Okay, and unconscious it's like it's an everyday thing, stuff that you are actively aware of. And sometimes, if I'm talking too long, you will unconsciously drift off somewhere, or you'll go somewhere. So it's like a unconscious thinking is something when you're not paying attention, it is unconscious thinking. So stuff that you aren't actively aware of but still influences you. Like for example, unconscious thing is like when we ride a car, ride a motorbike, and immediately when we get up, we start brushing our teeth. All these are unconscious things that we do. We don't. The habit is not conscious. If you have done something repeatedly for some time, it become unconscious thing. Okay, so I want you to look at this iceberg here, and you see the consciousness is only this much. Whatever is this is unconsciousness. Okay, let us look why it's important for us to know how we live. Okay, this information is taken from the subconscious mind and the chalice by Thorkham Saradarian. So what we are looking at is actually a chalice. Imagine this is how a chalice looks like. So the book is divided in two parts. One part is about subconscious mind. The other part is childish. Okay. So why is it important to study about the subconscious mind? Okay. To tell you the truth, even I was very surprised when I heard that we read about the power of subconscious mind. We feel that our subconscious mind is the one helping us in a lot of things. It's a place where everything that we study will go inside there, and whenever it's needed it comes out. But it is not the truth. The truth is subconscious mind is like a rubbish bin. It collects all the rubbish inside. And the thing that I'm talking about, the creativity and consciously what you're doing, conscious thought, conscious reading, conscious learning, all those goes into the cherish. Okay. So the subconscious mind is filled with all automatic thoughts, automatic thoughts, speech, and action. And we have no power over them, and sometimes it will lead us to embarrassing situation. For example, when we are talking in a group, you know, suddenly we will say something, we are not aware of what we are saying, and that thing might hurt somebody. So it's like and it becomes an embarrassing situation for us. Okay, and why must we study about subconscious mind? Because when we study about the subconscious mind, it helps us to control all the automatic thoughts. This book actually has a lot of activities where we can actually see what is the result of the subconscious mind and what is the result of conscious thinking. So the study of chalice actually helps us to discover the treasure that we have accumulated throughout the past life. And it will also tell us how to tap into the chalice to have a wonderful life. Okay? So far, good?
Excuse me, Ma.
Yes,
Ma, just now you're telling a chalice, chalice. What is that actually, please?
chalice is actually what, no, ma, it's a part, it's somewhere in the brain. It's
Mm,
they call somewhere in the brain, and it the moment the chalice is filled up, that's where the thousand lotus leaf will open up.
open up. Mm-mm.
You know the Buddha, when you see the Buddha, that the thousand
Petals.
lotus,
Mm,
thousand
mm,
leaf lotus, that is what considered chalice. When the chalice is filled up, it opens up as a lotus, it seems.
mm, mm,
It's a higher plane, ma. It's in the higher plane. So that's when
mm.
in meditation we tap into the thing and we get all the information. We get the intuition. Clearer now?
Okay, okay, okay. Clear, ma.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, welcome.
So please ask question if you are not clear. Okay.
Okay,
Okay. The study of so we when we learn about subconscious mind, and we also learning about the chalice. So here in this book, it tells us how to control, not to say how to control, how to clear the rubbish in our subconscious mind. And it also teaches us how to tap into our creative mind. Okay, so now let's look at the second. Okay, chalice is one of the parts of the human psychic mechanism built within the sphere of the human mind. As I said, it's on top of the somewhere in the brain, I think. So the moment you start meditating, and the moment you start working on your self realization, spirituality, and your enlightenment, uh, one by one leaf will open up. I remember one master was telling that when he was in meditation, he could actually feel like one leaf is opening up. So, and it's like thousand petaled flower lotus, they call it. That's the chalice. So how the chalice is comes into our mind. It's because of the beauty of the universe, beauty of the nature, beauty of the things, goodness, whatever goodness that you do, righteousness, joy, freedom, striving towards perfection. Okay, perfection means not the OCD kind of perfection. Trying to be a good human being. Okay, and sacrificial service. Sacrifice means it's not here is the you are not putting your head under the under the knife of somebody. Okay, sacrifice here is sacrificing your time, your effort, that kind of thing, to make other people happy. So that's a sacrificial service.
mm.
Okay,
Service.
so all such thoughts, words, and actions are collected within this inner treasury. How is it collected? Through our births. I think we all have taken thousands and thousands of births. So each birth, we will accumulate all the good things in our chalice and all the bad things in our subconscious mind. Are you clear now?
Clear, ma.
Okay. So the chalice actually contains true knowledge, the real love, pure sacrifices. The person is accumulated throughout many lifetimes. So they collect this here, and life after life, the person is filled with is the result of his own virtues. Sometimes when you see, all the Mahans, their chalice is full. When their chalice is full, they become a wonderful human beings where they do a lot of service. They are very humble. They are full of kindness. They're helping others. They become an example for us to look at. So these are the benefit of the chalice. Okay, whereas the subconscious plane is a mental plane that is below our conscious mind. So it is a place, they call it a disjointed experiences. It collects everything now. It collects our pain, what we went through in childhood, and the suffering, the fear, the confusion, every experience that it can be mixed with our joy and sorrow, okay? But it will accumulate all kind of rubbish, all kind of, all kind of experiences that unconsciously it collects, and that's where the subconscious mind is filled with. Okay. Our human soul, what is our purpose? Our path. Our path is actually to clear all the rubbish from the subconscious mind. Okay, only when we clear the rubbish from the subconscious mind, what happens? We become a better person. We become, a lot of healing will happen, because the subconscious mind is a place where it holds on to the fear, to the emotion, to the heartbreak, to kind of a depression, everything it holds on. So when you slowly clear everything, when it becomes clear, our physical body becomes healthier. Our mental body also becomes, uh, we cannot see mental body, isn't it? So we will have a better clarity about a lot of things, and then the emotional body also will be cleansed. So everything is interlinked, Subconscious mind, whatever is in subconscious mind, will actually help us, uh, whenever we clean our subconscious mind, physically, mentally, emotionally, become a better person. Okay. So how we are going to do it is, we are going to see it in a different session. Here we are only talking about the what is happening in subconscious mind. So the subconscious mind contains records of millions of years. Just imagine the amount of rubbish that we have collected all this while. Here I want to tell you, I was actually believing that subconscious mind is the one, is like a treasury box for us. We will collect everything. So when the time comes, everything good, our knowledge will come out. But it's not truth, okay? So, and nobody talks about the subconscious mind. Even psychologists, when you have some kind of a problem and you go and talk to them, nobody talks about subconscious mind. Only the Thorcom Seradarian is talking about it in this book. And what Thorcom said is, it's somewhere in India, the knowledge was asked to share in different books. So this is one of the books that the knowledge is shared, so that we can understand what is subconscious mind, what and why must we understand about subconscious mind, so that we can go towards our spiritual evolvement. Spiritual evolvement, enlightenment is connected to the subconscious mind. The moment you clear your subconscious mind and make your chalice with goodness, beauty, joy, freedom, and all those things, then you become a better person, enlightened person, okay? And you move forward in your evolution. And he said that one of the greatest healing process will begin when we discover ways to free ourselves from our own subconscious mind. Subconscious mind, for now, is like a prison in a mind. So when you clear everything in the subconscious mind, your thinking becomes clear, the words becomes clear, your actions become clear, everything becomes clear. Okay, we're going to see how, you know, uh, I talked about this. No, various psychologists and professionals does not talk about the subconscious mind at all. Subconscious mind is like Tarkom say it's like a diskette, diskette which records all that we think, imagine, dream, hear, smell, feel when we are in the state of unconsciousness. And we know that 1 second, how many hundred thoughts are going in our mind. So all those times, unconsciously, we are thinking a lot of things. Unconsciously, we are hearing something. Unconsciously, we smell something. So all this thing goes into our diskette. The diskette is getting fuller and fuller. The RAM is getting very high. Okay. So the chalice is just the opposite of the subconscious mind. Chalice actually accumulates the moment that you are conscious. So when are you conscious? That's where we have to think. Okay, so this question I'm going to ask you later. When are you conscious? We are conscious when we are doing something. Like, I'm conscious that I'm talking here. You're conscious that you're listening to me. Okay, and when we are reading, we are conscious. When we are praying, sometimes, when you're meditating, we are conscious. A lot of things that we can think about. So throughout the life, what is happening is our consciousness is only 20%. 80% is actually sub unconsciously we are doing things. The moment we get up, from the time we get up to the time we sleep, also you just observe your activities. You will notice that everything you're doing is through your unconscious mind. The way you brush your teeth, unconsciously you're doing it. home, getting dressed, everything is unconscious thing. When are you very conscious? When you're conscious, when you're looking at the, uh, when you're conscious that you're putting the, what do you call, the toothpaste on your brush, and you use your left hand and do something different, and then maybe you are conscious. If not, you're unconsciously doing everything like a mechanic, like a robot. That's how we are doing our life. Everything is unconscious. Most of us, just observe the people around you. Just observe your family. Observe your friends. So most of the time, they are talking unconsciously. They're eating unconsciously. You know. So when you look at all those things, because we are a spiritual aspirant, we are learning how to be conscious. So learning the subject also is very important, because the moment you know that, when you understand, okay, these are the activity that is causing me to be unconscious, then you will slowly change your way. When you change your way, you change your thought. When you change your thought, you change your action. When you change your action, everything in your life changes. So far, so good.
Yeah, ma.
Okay, thank you.
Mm.
Okay, in the chalice, have found the elements. Okay, sorry. Okay, what can we find in the chalice? Is all the positive things. You find love, wisdom, sacrificial labor. When I'm talking about sacrificial labor, it's not about sacrifice. Huh? It's doing something, giving your time, in your energy, that kind of sacrifice. Okay, and it energizes, and the knowledge in your chalice actually transmute, that means change you, transform you, transfigure the life of the individual or our humanity. When one person changes, it will help the humanity to change also. So the ageless wisdom, here, he Tarkum Sarada therein uses this word a lot. Ageless wisdom considers the subconscious mind as a depository of hindrance, pain, and suffering. Okay, in other words, it's a rubbish bin. Okay, the conscious mind or concrete mind refers to the fourth subplane of the mental plane. This or not, we don't have to know. Later, and this in the book, we'll talk about it. The subconscious is located in the lower mental plane. This also we don't have to know. Later, we'll talk about it. Okay. So people think that they are living consciously. 80 to 90% of the population is living unconsciously. Why do I say that? Look at the world, okay? See the chaos that is happening. See the war that is happening. If a person is consciously living a life, for example, okay, if you know that another person is hungry, you will give him food. If you know an animal is dying, you will help to heal the animal. And then you won't go around killing animal and eating animal as your food. Okay, and then you will, when you know a nation is suffering, for example, if there's the famine is going on, another rich nation will go and help. So these are the things that consciously people are doing, because we are so unconscious, and we are living in our subconscious mind. What we are doing is we are just accumulating. If you see a lot of people, they are just accumulating money, 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 power. These are the reasons that the whole universe is in chaos. Okay, so the power. So the power. How do you know how? How do you know your subconscious mind is working? Okay, we know the subconscious 80%, 80 to 90% is subconscious mind. But why am I telling you this? Is I'm giving you all the time or all the situation that your conscious mind is not working, so that you're aware. That's the reason. These are the things that I'm telling you, so that you can be aware when this happens, and then you come back to your consciousness. So when you pass out, that is definitely the when we lose our consciousness, the subconscious mind will take over. When you're in pain, let's say you have a pain in your leg, or a small cut and then giving you pain, so during that time also you are unconscious. When you suffer, when you're worried, okay, all this moment are the time when your subconscious mind is at the peak. So when you fall into anxiety, fear, anger, and hatred, Your conscious mind is not working, So that's when, when somebody is in anger, they just blurt out anything to hurt other people because the conscious mind is not working. When you're conscious, you know that you're not supposed to hurt another person. When you do something against your conscience means manasachi, okay? So when you go against your consciousness, your subconscious mind is not working. When you slander and fall into treason, when you slander, gossip, and backbiting, all these, your subconscious mind is not working. So when you're insulted, defeated, sorry, your conscious mind is not working. Subconscious mind is at peak, okay? When you're insulted, defeated, and fail and beaten down, your conscious mind is not working. So when your rights are violated and taken away from you, when you are under pressure from other human beings, when you commit a crime, when you commit a murder, all this time, your consciousness is not working. So you cannot go and tell the judge, I know unknowingly killed him. Because when your conscious mind is not working, your subconscious mind take over. When your mind take over, it will only lead you to disaster. A conscious person is a sane person. A person who is unconscious is not a sane person. That's why we can see a lot of mental problem going on. Excuse me. Okay. The other one is, sorry, I went too fast. Oops, sorry, my screen got closed. Yeah. The reason I'm emphasizing on this is because I want you all to know when is your conscious moment and unconscious moment. So when you know when is your unconscious moment, you will consciously come back to that consciousness. That's the important thing. Okay, when you're depressed, when you're hypnotized, that's why they said, please do not go for any kind of hypnotism. When you're revengeful, when you're irritated, when you're nanty, touchy, when you experience ugliness, when you see horror, okay, horror movie, Thorcom Ceridarian is telling us that please do not watch horror movies because the horror movie will go and embed itself in your consciousness and it's not good for us. So when we are under the influence of alcohol, drug, or anesthesia also the conscious mind is not there. When you're excited, hilarious, or spacey means like sometimes when you're so happy, you don't know what's happening, that kind of thing. Also, it's because your conscious mind is not working. So conscious mind, what is important to know is the when when the things are happening, your subconscious mind is registering everything. That means you're accumulating more rubbish in your mental. So it does not keep you. The subconscious mind does not only registers things while we are awake, but also when we are asleep. So that is the reason when you have too much of rubbish in your mind, even in our meditation, this thing will start coming up. Your mind is always restless. When you sleep, it's always restless. You can get all kind of dreams because your subconscious mind is constantly working. And sometimes they say, Thorcom says, some kind of dark forces can also uh, what do you mean? Influences when we have the subconscious mind full of, when it's full or when we had all time these negative emotions. So they said it's very, very important for you to know when is your conscious time, when is your unconscious time. So after knowing all these things, okay, now I'm going to ask you questions. Are you living consciously or not? Okay, that's all for today. We will discuss about the effect of subconscious mind later and how to clear it.
No.
Okay, guys?
Go.
Yes, Jayama, what do you think of this session?
நல்லா இருக்குமா. So I think most of the time I'm living in
Yes,
consciously.
you are a meditative for
While
15 years.
bathing, while bathing, eating,
Yes.
while I hang the clothes, after washing, hanging the clothes, I all
Mhm.
do all these things in consciously. Not I don't do, you know.